Hello guys, welcome to Fluent Wait. This is a second video in my series of learning how to build rest assured automation for API testing. So in the first video, we done the background for the rest assured. Uh, so we completed how it has been, in inception from the inception. Then we talked about the differences between the SOAP UI and the rest assured. So if you haven't checked out that video, please go ahead. I will leave a link in the description. So today we are going to see, before we get started, we need to do some setups. So what is required to do the testing of API? So primarily we will be dealing with the coding in Java. So we need a Java editor. So I will be going to use IntelliJ IDEA, but if you're not comfortable with IntelliJ IDEA, you can go with your preferred IDE like Eclipse, NetBeans, and any other IDE if you know. I switched from Eclipse to IntelliJ IDEA for, I think from 4 to 5 years back, and I'm very impressed the way it has been built. Uh, as a IDE, which is I think most used IDE in the world for the Java development. Uh, so if you need some kind of help with respect to the IntelliJ, if you want to move from Eclipse to IntelliJ, I can make a separate video how to you can migrate from Eclipse to IntelliJ. It's a very basic steps, and the good thing is it retains all the functionality which Eclipse has, and it add more functionality to your day-to-day coding. So if you want to install IntelliJ IDEA on your machine, you need to go to JetBrains. So I will leave the link in the description. So here, when you go to the IntelliJ IDEA site, it has a download link. So if you can see, there are two editions. One is community and second one is ultimate. So community edition is for JVM, Android development. So recently, Google has announced that the IntelliJ has been a preferred IDE for Android development. So that's a big step. It has been replaced Eclipse uh, as a primary IDE for Android development. So people are moving towards IntelliJ, and if you haven't checked out the IntelliJ, I would highly recommend to go for IntelliJ. So we will, you can go with the community edition, which is free, which has Java, Groovy, Scala, Android, Maven, Gradle, and all kind of which is essential for day-to-day programming has been supported in community edition. In ultimate edition, you have more towards the website development and other stuffs. So currently I have ultimate edition on my machine because I do website development also, so I need other supports like JavaScript and Spring and all those things. That is why I have Ultimate Edition. But the starters, you can download a Community Edition. So you can go and download and install it on your machine. It's a very basic, simple steps. So in this current tutorial, I will be using IntelliJ as I told you in the start of the tutorial. So this is about the IDE. So we have talked about the IDE. Then Java, absolutely, because we will be building the whole automation suite on the Java. So you need to install Java. So again, it has a very basic steps. You just go ahead and download the latest version of Java, install it on your machine, check whether it is install uh, Java. It's very simple, basic steps. Let me know if you have kind of issues with related to installing the Java. But I'm not going to cover how to install these steps. I just want to cover uh, most of the things which are required to do the rest assured testing. Last but not the least, it's a third, the most important thing is the consumable API. So you might be doing this because there is a requirement in your project, in your organization, that you need to do some API testing. So that time the developer will be creating these APIs and will be exposing these APIs for you to test. Uh, so that's pretty much it. But for our tutorials, I have created a separate project which is in the Spring MVC. So which is basically, it will give you, or it will help us to analyze what kind of output we can get, and we can how we can tackle those things while doing the testing. So I have created a simple project which will return you the employee information. So let's go ahead and run it. If you want, you can also build similar kind of project for testing. So I will upload this project on Bitbucket, and leave you the link in the description. So just go ahead and I'm going to run this thing. So whenever there is an API which is exposed, it has some base URL. So currently it's going to expose this API on my localhost 8080 Sprint REST services. So this is my base URL where this API will be exposed, and on top of it, it will have multiple folders where it will have controllers will be listening to your request and giving the response. So currently it's running on my localhost. So this is the URL I have typed in, localhost 8080 Spring REST services, and you can see then it will hit the employee controller. So let me go ahead and show you the employee controller. So there is an employee controller. So what it says is whenever there is request which is on the path slash employee, then you will get this controller active, and in that controller you are getting this method called so employee slash get employee. So it will return this as your response. As a RESTful services, it only returns you the data, not the whole page. So in the previous, the way of coding it was when it when controller was returning it, it returns the data plus the view. But the new way of coding is you return only the data, and on the client side it binds the data with the UI with the different kind of technologies which are available like AngularJS, Ember.js. There are multiple technologies on the front end which are available. So for us, the interest is in only in the kind of data which will return by the RESTful service. So currently you can see the data is returned like employee ID, first name, last name, address in the JSON format. So that is what the setup is all about. So we are done in thinking about or setuping all those things which are required. In the next tutorial, we will be seeing the how to configure, and we will create a new project for the rest assured, and we will start coding. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next video.